Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to look at something kind of interesting. If you have a trolling motor with spot lock, you're going to run into the problem if you have a Livescope that you can't turn your transducer if it's mounted on the trolling motor, and when you're trying to spot lock you can't see because your transducer's on the trolling motor shaft doing this, and so this is supposed to solve that. This is a Livescanner. It is their cheaper one, but even at the cheaper one, it's still about $700. So it's pretty expensive. So let's unbox it so you can kind of see what you're getting for that money, and may even go over the process of installing it on the trolling motor that I have. We'll see how it goes, but we're at least gonna unbox it and see. I haven't opened this yet, so go ahead and open it up. I'm kind of familiar with these, so let's see what all we got. Got a bunch of packing paper. They packed this thing pretty well. They have the custom foam and everything. So, unbox it. Okay, we got some parts here. Let's see about opening this up. Maybe. They package this very well. Okay, so this is the arm that mounts on my trolling motor, and when you order this, you're gonna have an option to pick. You can have a Minn Kota mount, you can have a Lowrance Ghost mount. I have a Garmin Force, so this is supposed to be the Garmin Force mount. I'm not sure. My dad has the same one. His doesn't have this, I don't believe. So that's kind of new, at least the best I can tell. There's a 3D printed part back here. I'm not really sure on that. Let's see what else we got. We got a bag full of parts and what looks to be probably an installation manual. And they sent us a koozie, which is cool. And they sent us the bolts for the Garmin, which is super nice. I don't have to try to figure out what I need, and they sent an Allen wrench in there. Okay, and then here is a piece of it that goes inside the main housing. So here is the main housing. It says Livescanner on the top, has the indicator arrow to indicate which way your transducer is pointing. That way, because you won't have nothing to go off of if it's not hooked to the trolling motor if you don't have that. So mine has the foot pedal, so foot control for left and right, and this thing is heavy. Like, I don't think you would have to mount this down. This thing it's all there. It's not gonna just fly off. This is pretty dang heavy. But let's set this down. It appears I have a card with my name on it. So we will open this. Okay. And this is a Happy Holidays card. I ordered this during their promotional period. So if you ordered during those times, you get a $50 Bass Pro card, and they gave a receipt with it. So, and then they just sent a little bit of a Christmas card for their holiday promotions. Here is a screw that was loose in the box. We'll have to figure out where that goes. And that appears to be everything. So I'm gonna try to go over how this mounts on the trolling motor, and we'll just kind of go. I've never done an install video, so this is just gonna be my way of doing it. Proceed with caution if you do it the way I do it, because it may not be the perfect way. But let's go ahead and throw this on the boat and see what it looks like. Okay, I was wrong. It did not come with install instructions, but it does have it on the website. It does appear. But looking at this, I'm gonna say that this mounts just like that, and then this piece is gonna go on top of that factory mount screw there, and that's probably why they have the 3D printed spacer in there. So it makes sense. So I'm gonna go ahead and bolt this on. So I removed the top screw there, and I just learned something quite interesting. So the Allen wrench they sent does not fit this properly. It'll just sit there and spin, and you would actually strip it out if you did it very much. So this Allen wrench is actually too small for these, which is no big deal. I have other Allen wrench sets, so I'm gonna go grab those, and then we're gonna try to bolt that. Okay, so I figured out what the deal is. This Allen wrench is made to fit the other pieces they sent. They didn't actually include an Allen wrench for these, which is fine. I grabbed one, and it appears to be a 5.5, in case you need to know. But basically, I pulled this screw out, put one of their screws in, and put the screw in here. And it is very solid now. And then this should give us a little bit of adjustability depending on where we need it. Right now, I'm just gonna tighten it up. And now we probably need to see about getting the shaft into here. But the other Allen wrench is made for these screws. So it wasn't actually intended for those. So basically, the main piece here slides through this, and there's a plastic ring, kind of like what you would see in like a plumbing for a P-trap. And then this will screw down, and then we'll have another one that'll screw down here, and it will keep it nice and sturdy. And this just lets you adjust how far you want this from the head of your trolling motor. So basically, this piece here is made to go over that piece on the main housing there. So you just want to loosen these top screws off, and that's where the one in the box came from. And you're basically going to slide it over and tighten it back down. Okay, we have ran into what appears to be a little bit of a dilemma. So they gave me the plastic piece that goes here, but they didn't give me the thing that goes over this to tighten it. So, yeah, that's not good. We're gonna have to contact them and see if they can get us a replacement piece. Okay, so I continued on. I went ahead and got the transducer mounted to this using my 0-degree mount. Just pulled it off. It was on the trolling motor over here. Now it's over here. One thing you do want to keep in mind is you got to make sure that your transducer is going to clear your prop. This is going to be no problem here. And you want to make sure that the head is going to clear your trolling motor head. So, another thing to keep in mind is you want this arrow to be in line with your transducer so you know which way you're pointing. And to be aware of that, this shaft is a breakaway. So, you can turn it. If you hit something, it will break away. And then you'll feel it lock back in. So, just something to keep in mind. Another thing you're going to want to keep in mind is you have to have a little bit of slack. So when you're doing this and attaching it to this shaft, make sure you have a little bit of slack. And Garmin doesn't really like zip ties on their transducer cables. So you might want to use some black tape. That's what I did. That's kind of what Garmin recommends. So just don't crush your cables. If you're going to use zip ties, just make them hand tight. They don't need to be super tight, so just don't crush your cables. Okay, so we've got this mounted. We've got our tape here. We just let the Livescope transducer cable go over. I mounted it up here. I need to clip that zip tie on top of this mount just to keep it from getting pinched when the trolling motor lets down. And then I just ran it down to where I have my slack loop at. And the wiring harness for the power for the Livescanner, I just very lightly zip tied along the top of the Livescope wire. And then this wire you want to make sure is going to clear your head. I deployed mine, went ahead and spun this a few times. Shouldn't be a problem, but I just ran this wire down and connected it to the transducer cable on the trolling motor and let it follow on down. Then I came over here and I tapped it into the power, and I just ran mine through here because I can't get through here. There's just too much stuff in here. So now I've got it hooked to this, and as you can see, when I push it, it turns. But you can see I have a loop there to make sure I have enough slack that it doesn't ever get tight. So we'll go all the way around, and there's all the way around. So that's just something you're gonna wanna keep in mind as you go about it. So just something to think about. Okay, I didn't notice till just now, but this was actually facing the wrong way. But we got that fixed, and now, as you can see, it lines up correctly with the front of the transducer. Got plenty of slack that doesn't bind anywhere. And yeah, not a professional install, but not bad. This wasn't meant to be an install guide, just kind of a sharing of my experience. So everything works pretty good. Now I'm just gonna wait and see if I can get a replacement one of these, because mine didn't come with it. Crap like that happens though, it's fine. I'm sure they'll give us another one, so I'll keep us posted on that. Okay, fast forward a little bit. I reached out to Livescanner and they called me right back. They were able to figure out exactly which piece I was missing, and they got it in the mail the same day. So it's really hard to complain about that kind of customer service. I didn't want to finish this video until I was sure of the outcome of this, because I don't want to recommend something that has poor customer service. So yeah, we got this piece. We're gonna slap it on where we were missing. I will say that this was completely operational. I fished this about 3 times without this on here, and it was perfectly fine. But we want to go ahead and do it the right way, because it does have a little bit of move in it. So yeah, we definitely want to get that fixed. So let's go ahead and get that tightened up. Okay, easy fix. Screwed right on there, and it eliminated so much of the play. Now it shakes the whole boat before it moves, and that is a tremendous upgrade versus not having that. So shout out to Livescanner. They were super awesome customer service for getting that replacement part sent to me super quick. But yeah, nice little finishing touch there. I think that's going to wrap up this Livescanner unboxing. Super cool. Definitely would recommend it if you have a spot lock trolling motor. If you don't have spot lock, there's really not a ton of reason to need it, unless you just wanted it to be able to control it with your foot. But yeah, really good for the spot lock trolling motor. If you guys like this video, just drop a like and a subscribe to stay up to date with all my other unboxings, mold reviews, soft plastic bait making, all that. If you want to buy any baits from me, there's a link to my store down below. All that money goes back into this so that I can keep making content for you guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.